Salute, Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing tonight as the Knicks pull off a heroic win against Golden State. Man, I'm speechless. What a win. We're 3-0 in this West Coast trip. Deuce McBride, career high, 29 points. Deuce got loose tonight with the start. And of course, Jalen Brunson, Captain Clutch, delivered to lead this team to the victory. But it was another Josh Hart triple-double and Isaiah Hartenstein double-double. This thing was nothing but grit tonight as the New York Knicks led wire to wire. Huge win on the season, man. This one is big as we go 41 and 27 on the season. Let's get ready to chop this thing up with the best chat in the biz. Man, what a victory, man. Deuce McBride, stand up. Awesome performance, hitting big shots late, making the most of his start. Man, his career just goes from strength to strength right now this season with a clutch performance on the road. And he's going to get the game ball tonight. And there might be more than one game ball because this game was huge. Hero stepped up. Josh Hart, for the first player in 14 years to play all 48 minutes. Incredible, right? Tibbs made some questionable calls, but we got out there with a comfortable victory, 119 to 112, right? Plenty of grades and game balls to give out, man. And flowers. Deuce McBride hitting big shots, was efficient, playing great defense, almost played the entire game as well, right? We're on track for two guys to play almost the full game, tonight. But, man, Jalen Brunson stepped up big as well. Free throws down the stretch, taking fouls, taking contact. This one was a really physical game, and grittiness prevailed, right, as the New York Knicks haven't lost on this West Coast trip. And may it stay that way, man. We have one more game. We've got 2 days of rest, and then we head to the Rockies in Denver, man. And it's a real possibility that the New York Knicks can sweep this West Coast trip. Tony's in the building. What's up, Michael Drake? On your birthday. Man, what a victory on your birthday. Salute and happy birthday to you. JJ, Will, Daryl's in the building. How we feeling, guys? Man, salute to everyone out here, right? We're going to talk about the OG Anunoby news today that came out. Minor setback for a major comeback, right? I'm not too worried about that because of performances like this. The team holds us down and it's always next man up. But this time it's Road Warriors as Deuce McBride shows what he can do. He gets the start, and this is the kind of performance that, can elevate a player's legacy with the team, right? And that's going to be talked about when we give out the grade and the game ball. As Deuce McBride's three-point shooting has been money all season. Josh Hart, right, his 5th triple-double of the season as well. Incredible warrior, incredible heart, right, as his name says, man. That's his family name, man, and he shows nothing but heart. But Deuce McBride is the man of the hour, stepping in at the 2 guard. It was a surprise, when Tibbs made that call, when it was announced pre-game. Obviously, OG comes out of the starting lineup, but he wanted to keep Hart in the lineup, starting lineup, of course. Golden State do play small as well. So for defense purposes, I liked it. The second I heard it, we need to lock down Steph Curry and make things really difficult for him. And that's exactly what he did, man. He delivered, as well as the craftiness of Jalen Brunson, getting to the cup there, man, getting hacked and whacked. And we'll talk about that. Fam, buzzer beaters in the building. Salute. The Knicks shot quite solid, 38% from 3, 48% from the field, only 10 turnovers. We had 29 assists as well. Both teams leveled each other on that. 52 rebounds, though, to 49. So Isaiah Hartenstein was big, double-double for him tonight. Yeah, and we riding high tonight on a big victory, 119-112. Second chance points, Golden State narrowly edged us there, man. But Hart, 11 boards, continues to be that demon on the glass. As I pull up the numbers now, we give out the first game ball tonight, and give every single Knick their flowers tonight. Miles McBride, 9 of 13, 46 minutes, right? 6 of 9 from deep, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, and 29 points and a +3. Man, huge performance from Deuce McBride. I mean, the heart of another warrior, right? And he's going to get that grade, but he got the start, career high, and he's got the new contract, man. This is the first time I'm giving out an A++. That's right, you see it, fam. We always adjust, we upgrade this thing, man. Such as the heart that these guys are showing, we got to acknowledge and give them their flowers, guys. First A++ of the season, Deuce Miles McBride. Gold star, signature type performance for most improved, right? He's got the stack, the new contract, and he gets the game ball. Fam, tonight, what a performance, man. 6 of 9 from 3 is insane, but the biggest thing and the most impressive thing that we'll talk about tonight is, the minutes. I mean, my God, to play that hard for that long, in 47 minutes, basically, the entire game, right, and be 9 of 13, super efficient, and 5 of 6, got to the free throw line, forced the issue, made them adjust, was cutting back door as well, was trying to punish Steph Curry on that side of the floor. Chris Paul was going at him, right? These are the type of performances that, elevate your legacy with the team as well, and I'm pleased to announce that Deuce McBride is going to get upgraded as well, right? He gets the crown, man. His Knick legacy is going to another level right now, and it's been coming, it's been brewing. Deuce McBride, I've been really impressed with his run and his play this season. And his legacy is going to another level, right? Stepped in as the starter, right, in your first night of the season, starting basically with 29 points in one of the most clutch performances of the season, man. Absolutely beastly. And the clutch shooting, right, is going to reflect that as well. Clutch shooting, he gets the clutch badge also tonight, man. I've got to level up with these accolades, such as what these players are doing right now. I mean, take it away, guys. I want to shout you guys out because I'm almost speechless still. Cross signal, salute, A+ road trip. Yep, absolutely, man. One more game to go. Let's get it. Let's sweep this road trip and get it. 9 of 13, absolutely, Michael. Buzzer beater, A+, gold star, game ball. You said it. Now, I felt Deuce is capable of performances like this, but, I didn't expect it to go to this level as well, which is so impressive, right? And like I said, man, these are the games that elevate your legacy with the team, because these are the games we're going to remember as fans, man. There might be a 5-year-old Knick fan out there today watching, although it's probably past their bedtime, but they'll be watching us on replay, gang. And there might be a 13-year-old Knick fan, an 18-year-old Knick fan right now, a 60-year-old Knick fan watching. And these are the games we're going to remember, man. So, I mean, Deuce McBride, man, his contract, is well-deserved. But, obviously he's got a huge Knick career ahead of him. And nights like this, is well-deserved with these type of accolades. Now, tonight, he controlled the offense, 1 turnover as well. That's another added element to tonight that was super impressive. Gave it all that he had out there, and this wasn't like coming into tonight, guys. I was thinking like this was a game with house money. We won in Sacramento. That was a big win. Of course we beat Portland, and it was like, okay, I thought we'll get a good performance tonight, but I wasn't quite sure if we would get this level of a locked-in performance because the whole squad was locked in from the get-go. Awesome start as the New York Knicks raced out of the gate, fam. In the first quarter, right, we led 30-22. Right, DiVincenzo was raining threes. We forced 4 turnovers early for Golden State. it was great. Deuce McBride raining those threes early in the game. He was the Nick that really set the tone in that first half. Um, and that's what you want for your start. It wasn't a case of him having to get warm and adjust. Right, he was hot from the beginning as he let it rain. You could hear the sighs in the crowd tonight in the Chase Center as well. Knicks fans represent tonight. We had MVP chants and we had everything that was well deserved for this man, Deuce McBride. And of course the defense, locking down Steph Curry, making it difficult. Chris Paul as well to do it on both ends for 47 or 48 minutes is huge, right? So yeah, this guy has seriously opened the door for more of these starts. Even if OG OG is going to be out for a couple games, so maybe he sticks with Deuce, starting for an extended stretch, which, after tonight, man, he's deserved more starts like this. Another reason it's great, it frees up Jalen Brunson, to play a little bit off ball as well. They obviously were going to try to blitz Brunny tonight, and this was a good adjustment from Tibbs, as we'll talk about Tibbs later. But the second I heard Deuce starting, I thought, man, this is a smart adjustment because it's going to, allow Brunson to be able to walk up the court. Deuce can handle the offense a bit, and Brunson can be that, two guard, as well off the ball, and get into his spots and hit his shots as well. So all in all, man, excellent from everyone, top to bottom, tonight. But Deuce McBride gets the first game ball and the first A++ of this amazing season, as we're 14 games above 500 now. We stave off the Orlando Magic, who are still in 5th. We're in 4th, and we're closing the gap on the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? But not only that, Deuce McBride, man, he'll get the first clutch badge of the season, and he'll also get the crown, the legacy Knicks crown, because his legacy is growing with this club. His career is growing. Now, national TV tonight, ESPN, this is going to open a lot of eyes as well. And I'm starting to feel like, why don't they close out on Deuce McBride enough? He should be on the scouting report, by now, man. He's been one of the best spot up shooters this season from 3, but they still ain't respecting his J, from deep. Tonight they paid the price, man. Also, how sweet was it to get payback, right? This was sweet, guys. This was payback from the loss to Golden State earlier at MSG, as well, right? And you could see Draymond Green getting frustrated. You could see Klay Thompson frustrated as well. He's coming off the bench now. He's adjusting, to that final phase of his career, right? They didn't have enough, but, the Knicks Warriors were the real Warriors, tonight, led by Deuce McBride. Stand up. We just admire those numbers as well as we continue to go through the lineup and the heroes tonight. Basically, I mean, amazing if him and Hart would have played all of the game. We got 2 days rest. So I think, guys, that was probably a factor, with Tibbs thinking about it tonight. But yeah, he was coaching for the win tonight. He's going for it. Is Tibbs. OG Anunoby obviously was, as you probably know by now, was ruled out earlier in the day. Sorry. And we got reports that OG, has had a flare up with the elbow, a setback. He's had an MRI which came back clean. So I feel like it's not a reoccurrence of the injury. It's basically, the continuation of the rehabilitation of the original injury. Now, what you can't account for is when a guy comes back, and he experiences some hits, some soreness, you can't simulate, a full NBA game, right? So OG's been huge for us, and I think he'll probably miss a couple games, and he's got to rest that inflammation, but we'll hold him down, right? I don't think this is any cause to panic, guys. I think it's disappointing. Obviously, OG's going to miss a little bit more time, but it's important to note, like I said, it's not a reoccurrence of an injury. It's the same injury. It's just soreness, and it's flared up a bit, and we'll wait for it to go back down. But you guys let me know your thoughts with OG set to miss a couple games possibly. But like tonight, man, we're riding high. Guys are stepping up, playing huge minutes as well. We'll talk about the bench because Burks, Bogdanovic got some minutes. It was a mixed bag, but they did help us out. Obviously, we needed the bodies tonight. What's up, Shirley? Salute. Shirley always says, give Deuce time and minutes. In my book, he was the better point guard than IQ. I didn't care what anyone said. Deuce was always my guy. Credit to you, and credit to all the Deuce believers out there as well, because it's one thing to jump on now, but yeah, those guys that really were in Deuce's corner early. He had some struggles early in his career. DNPs, quick hook, all of those things. Every time he made a mistake, he'd come out of the game sometimes. But we've really seen the work that he's put in, and so has the coach. And he's deserved every single minute, that he's got, and he's going to continue to step up, right? No doubt about it. And we're going to move on to the next hero, right? But it's going to be a lot more of the same tonight, right? Just a different face, same accolade. Jalen Brunson, A++ performance, gold star, and also congratulations to Jalen Brunson for this award, the Eastern Conference Player of the Week for Week 21. Huge double 40 piece, 35 points on average, 5 assists, and 54% from the field. Shout out to JB once again, running up those Eastern Conference Player of the Weeks. Of course, man, no player in the East was better than him. Man, he's our captain, he's our leader. He's playing like an MVP, and he's gonna get all NBA. I know it. But we'll look at his numbers tonight. And what did you guys think about Jalen Brunson's performance tonight? He gets the clutch badge as well, because I thought this was super clutch in terms of going back at Steph, getting foul calls on Draymond as well. He didn't back down tonight, and he hit critical free throws and critical threes as well. Brunny will get the second game ball for tonight. He led us to victory as well, and his legacy, what can I say, just continues to go through the roof. Of course, the stack and the A++ for Jalen Brunson as well, right? I mean, to come off a back-to-back 40 piece and put in a performance like this is huge as well. So shout out Buzzer Beater as well, saying not even Brunny got an A++, and he had 2 back-to-back 40-point games. I've just introduced the A++ tonight, fam. This is the first night, and what a night to bring it in, fam. Because I was sitting there thinking, like, these guys' performances are just going to another level, and realistically, they're changing the course of the season in so many ways, because, so many points of our season could have get derailed, if we, got on a losing streak. Heads could have fallen after some of these injury blows, but no, these guys just elevate their play, in the face of adversity, and I feel like this is getting ridiculous for Jalen Brunson at the point where, his Knick legacy, he's reaching the heights of, the Richie Guerins, and other franchise legends, Patrick Ewing, Bernard King, Carmelo Anthony, in terms of the 40 pieces as well. And man, such is the point we're at now, where I'm not the first person to even mention this. There's a long, long way to go, but Jalen Brunson's getting himself into that vicinity where you're looking at his career, you're looking at the trajectory, and I think Jalen Brunson is on track to be a Hall of Fame type player, right? I think Jalen Brunson, when all said and done, will have his number in the rafters as his Knick legacy continues to grow. I think we'll see Jalen Brunson in the Hall, right? I mean, he's just doing amazing things, right, in only his second season as a New York Knick. As we look at Brunson's numbers tonight, always playing big minutes, right? But tonight he got help, right? He got enough help. 35 minutes tonight, 12 of 25, 3 of 9 from deep, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, right? No more critical clutch free throws than towards the end of the game when we needed to, seal it. 7 of 8 is big, 87%. A lot of fatigue, a lot of hacking and whacking. He really should have shot 16 free throws or more. We had to settle with 8 tonight, man. And I've noticed he's starting to really get fed up with the officials, and he's going back at them, which is great, which is what you want to see. And Brunson was 34 points, close to the 40 piece, which would have been 3 in a row, and a plus 13, which is absolutely huge in the box score, right? Another night, 34 points, plus 13, man. We are witnessing something very, very special right now. Performances, I know he's, reached the 40-point games of the Carmelo Anthonys in terms of back-to-backs and things like that. But this stretch that he is on right now, is reaching Nick legacy and Hall of Fame type conversation, because, obviously Randall's missed a lot of time, and we're 14 games above 500, and we're really in a shot with the second seed, right? So throw out your accolades out there, fam. Yep. Michael Drake says, CT, this is only his second year for the Knicks. We here to get a chip for New York. Yet we've got the guys to lead us to that way. Definitely, Bernard King's number ain't retired yet, man. And I think it probably will get retired. It should. Obviously, Julius Randle wears 30 as well. But yeah, let me know what you think. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not saying Jalen Brunson's in the Hall of Fame right now if his career ends, but I think it's really getting to that, point where, he's still only 28, still got so many years ahead. Obviously, we're seeing just guys who didn't always win chips, but they got awards and scoring accolades as well, and they ended up in the Hall of Fame too. So I could see Jalen Brunson with his number retired also in the Hall. But yeah, 34 points. What's more impressive is obviously, the battling through the foul. They've adjusted the officiating, right? I think, guys, it's pretty clear now that they're not calling as many fouls, right? Which is, I feel like it's kind of a recipe for disaster, because we see, players get chippy. We see players get injured. One thing I got to give a tick to, though, is they did call the flagrant on JB. He was tunneled by Gary Payton III, and they did call that flagrant, which was good. That gave us a bit of momentum. So that helped us, stay in the lead. But yeah, impressive that this was a wire-to-wire victory as well. So hence why the 2 point guards of the team, A++. To sit here, guys, and say that the Knicks did not even trail is amazing. This is the third game of a road trip. We're short-handed. We just got an injury disruption with OG. New starting 5 tonight. We're going up against Hall of Famers of our own. Talking about Steph Curry, Draymond, and Klay Thompson, and they're fighting for a playoff spot. Right, the Warriors were absolutely desperate tonight, and we punched them in the mouth like a heavyweight, right? The Golden State Warriors, I felt, played like a middleweight tonight, maybe a lightweight. We came into their building, the Chase Center, we came in like a heavyweight tonight, and we dealt them a big blow, man. We put the Warriors back on the canvas, right, as they're fighting for that play-in spot, and we actually knocked them out of the playoff spot, and we allow the LA Lakers to get back up on them as well. So Laker fans, you're welcome, right? Big club do big things, and we're rolling on the road right now as road warriors, fam. And as Buzzer Beat is saying, this is what I've been thinking all year, fam. I think the Golden State Warriors, era is coming to an end. Obviously, not an abrupt end yet, but we'll see what happens in the playoffs. I think they're going to struggle. But I think what they're doing well is they're starting to play the youth, now, which is smart. Curry can stick around for a while because he's playing great. But you see Clay, they've made that adjustment for him to put Clay to the bench. Draymond Green's minutes have declined, and they're starting to play Moody. They're starting to play Kuminga. Trace Jackson Davis, who I learnt tonight was Dale Davis's son as well. That's interesting. We heard from MSG tonight. Shout out to Mike Monica on the call. Great call tonight. A memorable victory tonight, guys, as we continue moving along and giving out the flowers, guys. Shout out chat, I see you, and replay squad. These are the wins that we celebrate because we'll always remember these performances. Well, I will, in terms of the adversity we're facing. No Mitch, no OG, no Randall, still missing 3 starters. And it's a case of we didn't even look like it. Guys obviously had to play crazy minutes, and they will continue to, but their play was not affected, in terms of what they've been doing. So, next man up, who do you think is going to be up, man? Mr. Triple-Double, Josh Hart. He balls out. He's on a tear too. I must admit, Josh Hart is absolutely balling out. He gets a double-double, right, tonight. Should we give out a third game ball? I'll leave that, guys, up to you. But with that said, he's going to get an A++ tonight as well. I mean, first player in 14 years, according to what I heard on the call, to play 48 minutes, the entire game, and put up that kind of performance. He gets the gold star for a signature best role player in the league. Hart, man, 48 minutes, 5 of 18, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, 10 points, +7 tonight, 1 steal, just 2 turnovers, 3 fouls as well, battling Draymond Green, Kuminga, guys bigger than him. Missed all 6 of his threes, 5 of 18 is inefficient, but I don't care about that stuff tonight because, right, it's difficult, to play 48 minutes and give that kind of effort and still be efficient. It's borderline impossible, right, for a guy playing up to his size, on a lot of these guys. But triple-double has to get you an A++, performance. What do you guys think? A+ coming through from Buzzer. Salute. Yeah, Golden State really missed Dante as well. Yeah, I see you, London, in the building. Buzzer Beater says, yeah, the Knicks have always had an enforcer. For us, it's Randall. We do miss Randall in that category, 100%. But when you need Josh Hart, he comes up clutch as well. And he's going to get the clutch badge because who do we call on when we get a guy out of the starting lineup, when we're down short-handed? He steps up, right, and he's willing to play 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Tonight was 48, and it was special. Special for different reasons. Obviously, the first thing I say, it's not ideal, right? I don't want to sit here and endorse playing 48 minutes because it's not what you want to do long term. It's not healthy to play that many minutes. But yeah, many factors go into it. Obviously, he's a really, really chiseled, fit guy. There aren't many players in the league that can do that. And that's one of the reasons he always gets the gold star as well. Best role player in the league. The other thing is we have 2 days rest, so that's going to be music to everyone's ears. After we sit here now, guys, we're 3-0 on the West Coast road trip, but we don't play Denver, right, until Thursday, I think. So yeah, we get Tuesday, Wednesday off, which is great. And then when we're back in New York, it's Brooklyn and Detroit, as we'll talk a little bit more later, But Josh has been on a tear with triple doubles, right? And that is he's creating a lot of noise in terms of franchise triple doubles, etc. So I'm going to elevate Josh Hart's flowers tonight as well, as his Nick legacy is growing with us, with these triple doubles. And like I said, the 48 minutes, right? We haven't had any current Nick, go through that tonight, right? To lead this team with a dub as well against, former champions Golden State is huge. And a perfect payback, on the night. That Golden State loss at MSG was one of the more frustrating losses of the year. Not the worst loss, but yeah, it was something that I was wanting to atone for, and I knew when we head back to Golden State, when we head into Golden State, that these guys were going to remember, and they did tonight. Right, they answered the call. Big time performances from these guys. Now Hart, highlights of his game tonight. Obviously the rebounding, but I'm going to give him more flowers for the assists. 11 assists is insane. Point guards around the league don't get 11 assists. It's not that easy. I thought the team ball movement was great, as we had 29 assists as a team tonight. The exceptional cutting and the player and ball movement was alive, as Isaiah Hartenstein found everybody. 2 cutting. He was 4 assists from the big man. JB was 7 tonight, but Hart led the team with the 11 assists tonight. Big time. Now Hart's reaching levels of play beyond last season, in my opinion, right now. When he came here as the trade, we got a huge boost. He started to play gritty, got us those second chance points, helped us in the playoffs, all of that. And at points this season, his play slumped. Some doubt did creep in. He did get some flack from the fan base. He had 2 kids, and I was pretty, clear talking about, I felt like his play was going to return back to the old self. Anyone who's had kids before knows, that it does affect you. It affects your sleep. It affects those things off the court, which does affect some of the play on the court. But you notice, after a couple months, Hart's play started to elevate. It came back, to what he's, capable of with the energy, the play, the hustle, and he's just gone to that next level. I feel, and that's normal. Anyone who tries to function on less sleep, it's difficult. So great to see Hart, rattle off these triple doubles. And I think his best play is going to come in the playoffs. He's, a junkyard dog, in terms of, if Randall's our enforcer, Hart's one of our warriors, who just makes it so difficult for the opponent. He never gives up, fights for every single live ball. But when he's playmaking like he is now, 11 assists is incredible. Rebounding like a power forward center. For 48 minutes, it's just insane. It's just awesome to see. Now we'll talk about Devo now, because some huge plays tonight. 3-point shot. Back to his former team tonight was DiVincenzo. How did you see his performance tonight? Bargain signing of the off-season, continues to play well and be consistent for us. Now, Big Ragu, his numbers tonight was 7 of 13, efficient, 4 of 8 from 3, 50%. 4 rebounds, 4 fouls, 18 points on a +5 with an assist and a steal tonight. So the Big Ragu lived up to the billing, coming back to his former team. Played 31 minutes, really, really solid. Defensively, was getting after it, and again, the efficiency is incredible on the season. 4 of 8 tonight. Money. I'm really starting to take it for granted, because he can really hit those momentum changing, shots late, especially really, really deep. Right, he doesn't really need to move up to the 3-point line. He can really shoot with the deep range, and we really need that for this club, the spacing. Tonight he had to play the 3 with Deuce, McBride, and Brunson playing in the backcourt. And DiVincenzo was just awesome tonight. 7 of 13, 4 of 8, 18 points, right? Since he's just come into the starting lineup, he's gone from strength to strength as well. Elevated his play, earns the new contract. What do you guys think? For Devo's grade, Buzz has gone with a B. That's solid. Michael Drake, A+ defense, solid for Dante. I'm going to go somewhere in between. I think he's a little bit more deserving of the B. Maybe not quite an A+. So let's bring up DiVincenzo's grade. I'm going to go B+ for tonight. For the big Ragu, earns the contract. But he's also going to get the shooting badge, right? Efficiency. Locked in, is a threat from deep. Has been shooting consistently all season. One of the best in the league. He gets the shooting badge tonight. He was locked in. And it's great to see, man. He's familiar with the nets, the arena. And yeah, he looked really comfortable tonight. One of the things I love the most about DiVincenzo is his ability to move off the ball. He's not one of those stagnant shooters who just sort of, sticks around the elbow, sits in the corner. I love the dribble handoff, the movement, back and forth, finds his spot on the floor, man. High IQ. Really, really high IQ guy. And he's a problem for the defense. When he's constantly moving, and you've got Brunson and you've got guys like OG and Deuce who can also let it fly. That's what allows our offense, to reach that height and the next level of this evolution of this ball club, man. Randall's that next guy, and OG obviously. Hopefully he's going to be back really soon. And yeah, DiVincenzo keeps it rolling on the season. But yeah, his defense, again, we haven't had a lot of players in the past that are two-way. Their defense on nights can be just as good or better than their offense, which is why this guy's so valuable, to the team. Now, man, the starting 5 was on fire. To round out the starters tonight is Isaiah, Hartenstein, Frankenstein. Tonight, 25 minutes, was 6 of 7 from deep, hit 1 free throw, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 13 buckets, plus 26, team high tonight. Man, unbelievable. What do you guys think of iHeart's performance tonight, man? Imagine if he could play, 36 minutes. I mean, the things this guy does, in the plus minus is unbelievable. He's going to earn the bag, man. He really is going to earn money, and he's going to be sought after in this off season. One of the better rebounders in the league as well, offensively especially. Critical block late in the game. One of the plays of the game with that block. And his court awareness is special. His second efforts, third efforts, his ability to fight. He's a dog, for me. And, he continues to get after it no matter what, right? Fight through pain. And he's going to get the warrior icon, fam, as well. Right, we're mixing it up tonight, guys. I'm introducing new things. Let me know what you think. Because some nights guys don't really show it on the box score. Isaiah did tonight. But I wanted to introduce something to acknowledge guys that affect the game, not just through scoring, but through hustle plays, energy, rebounding, blocks, grittiness, and all of those things. So this is the warrior icon, and it's fitting that it comes on a night like this where, we're facing the Warriors, but we out-warriored the Warriors, really. We stripped the title from the front of their jersey, and we slapped it on the back of our jersey tonight, right? Because it don't matter what player or name on the New York Knicks, everyone had Warrior on their top, tonight. So he continues to get after it. Yeah, amazing performance. His grade for me tonight, he's going to get an A+. Isaiah Hartenstein, man. Incredible. Does it on both sides. Now defensively, he's deserving of being in a defensive team. In my opinion, 2 steals tonight and a block. Plus 26 plus minus as well. So that speaks for itself. We're buzzing tonight, guys. The streets are buzzing. Smashing that like button. Also going to mention, Steve Popper, tweeted out, I know the game has changed lately, but seems a little odd that Brunson had 5 free throws in the last 6 quarters, including a tech there. So that lets you know we're fighting through a change in the league. The physical play is getting a little out of hand at times, and the inconsistency is frustrating. As they introduce this rapid change of physicality. Brunson's a calm leader, and it's frustrated him. As well. The other bit of news, obviously, as we said earlier, if you haven't already seen by now, OG Anunoby did return back to New York. Got a clean MRI result, which is good. It's kind of relieving. Now, we're obviously going to learn more in terms of how much he's going to be sitting. It's a minor setback, I think, for a major comeback. We are, 15-2, as everybody knows. OG special. He takes this team to another level. But I don't think it's something to panic about. I'm not that concerned. If you notice, I feel like if OG misses 3-5 games, lets that elbow flare up to go back down, as long as he's cool for the playoffs, that's the biggest thing. Whether we finish 6th, 5th, 4th, if we're healthy by the playoffs, we can beat everyone. But also, more importantly, I think the New York Knicks can continue to win these regular season games to finish the year without OG. I'm not saying he's going to miss all of these remaining games. No, what I'm saying is I think OG, if he misses a few more, I think we've got enough, to hold it down. So we continue buzzing as the Knicks are 14 above 500 now, and we're going to talk about the rest of the league, some results tonight. But this win is just cause to celebrate, and beating good teams. Obviously beating Sacramento, they're in the playoff picture. Golden State, fam, buzzer beater, icons are fire. Salute. The chat's fire tonight. Appreciate you guys. And also, anyone who's watching Replay Squad, I know this was the late night tip. Just so you know, the next game in 2 days is going to be a 9 p.m. tip. So that's a little bit of a relief, slightly earlier tip. And hopefully we get just as good of a performance like tonight, where we can have more people appreciate it. ESPN as well tonight on the West Coast. What a win, to win in the Gold Chase Center in San Francisco, and beat a full strength, Warriors squad. They had Wiggins this time. Last time they didn't have Wiggins. He was back. We adjusted really well, as we'll talk about Tibbs, coming up. Kuminga, didn't have the same kind of impact, guys, that he did last game. And, that's a credit to the squad, to the Knicks. They adjusted. Obviously we had to throw Deuce in the starting lineup. He did his thing tonight. So I'm just so proud of these guys in the fight. Now, next guy up, as we move towards the bench, Chewy, Mr. Precious Achua. His performance is he's adjusting to his bench role. Let's look at as the numbers tonight. 18 minutes. He was 2 of 4 from the field. Both free throws he hit. 9 rebounds, with 5 of them offensive. Beast. 6 points and a minus 14. So, that's interesting. 18 minutes, minus 14. The Warriors did make some runs throughout the game. And a period to close the half, he went with Jericho Sims, which didn't work out. That was an adjustment or a decision that didn't pay off. I was disappointed why Tibbs switched it up. I thought Precious was doing okay. Sims, made some turnovers. He got beat a few times, and the Warriors made a run. So it was a little concerning to close the half. The Knicks, let the Warriors close with a 10-1 run, and we were up 15. And we only took a 6-point lead into the halftime break. So I knew how important that third quarter was going to be. Now Precious Achiuwa didn't play that much, towards the second half, but the Knicks got it done. Isaiah Hartenstein's minutes were saved, so that he could close it out. But, the rebounding is exceptional. Precious Achiuwa was efficient, 2 of 4 from the field. Now defensively, they went with small, and the Trace Jackson-Davis matchup was a little tricky for Precious and Sims. He was a mobile big. They found him on the alley-oops as well with Chris Paul. But simply put, they had Chris Paul and Klay Thompson coming off their bench. So that's one of the reasons why our bench was outscored a lot. It really wasn't a reflection of, Precious having a poor night. It was the bench of the Golden State Warriors had a lot of scoring, and a lot of punch. But I love the 5 offensive rebounds. I love the 9 total. Solid night for Precious. He's going to get a B. Holding us down off the bench, continues to be energetic, continues to impact the games. Now 18 minutes, I think that's got to be fairly normal now. That's the norm. Obviously I'm used to Precious playing his 35, 40, but that was when we had more injuries. That was when Isaiah was sitting, OG was out. It's going to be interesting to see with OG out a little longer now, whether Precious's minutes go back up. I got to sort of credit Tibbs that he still trusts Jericho Sims, but I just didn't feel like that was a good decision tonight. Because Sims was hurting us, and I thought Precious should have come back in, in that second quarter as well. So hopefully, Precious continues to thrive, and he's going to get his minutes in the playoffs, and he's going to be really critical, for us moving forward in this ball club. Now, next up, we're going to hit on a guy who got some very meaningful minutes, Alec Burks, off the bench. Now, obviously, you take Deuce McBride out of the starting, into the starting unit, it weakens the bench a little bit. There was that couple minutes where Deuce needed a rest. Burks came in and really played some key minutes in the fourth tonight. He was 14 minutes, 1 of 5. What did you guys think of Alec Burks' performance? 2 of 2 from the free throw. Made sure he got some contact, and got to the line. 1 rebound, an assist, 5 points, and a -2 for AB tonight. Not one of his worst games, but not a great game either. 1 of 5, and a 1 of 3 from deep. But I didn't think he hurt us. I just think he didn't have a good night. I didn't think he was, he wasn't really turning the ball over and follies and all of that. He had 0 turnovers. So, like I said, he's had worse games in the past. Now, the bar is fairly low. We need Burks to go as far as we can. We need him to step it up a bit off the bench. We need him to be efficient. Either get to the line and run up the score, or hit the shots. But if he's making better decisions and no turnovers, then I can sign off on that. That's the most important thing, I feel like. First, see, we were getting the Burks coming in that was hurting us. Now, it's one thing that he's not playing well, but he was actually hurting us with the turnovers and the herky-jerky play. It seems like he's calmed down a bit. The game seems to slow down a little, and he's not hurting us as much. Hopefully the next stage is him, really starting to hit shots, 8 to 12 points off the bench, efficiency, 12 minutes, then go back to the bench. But look, Deuce McBride, with these kind of performances, AB's minutes are probably going to go down a little bit as well. But look, we need the extra bodies now. We've got OG out. We've got 14 games remain for the season to close it out, and we're going to need these guys to play. We're going to need them to step up, right? So because he provided some support, some stability in those minutes, pretty crunch minutes tonight, I'm gonna after a big win, I'm gonna be generous and give AB a C plus, for the night, despite not being as efficient. But yeah, no turnovers, got an assist, and got a rebound tonight. Was just -2 in 14 minutes as well. So yeah, let's talk about Bogey. Next up is Bojan Bogdanovic. Also had a mixed game. There were some points where he did hurt us a bit with a couple missed layups, a missed shot, and some questionable decision making. But Bogey did hit a little bit more shots tonight. 2 of 6, 0 of 2 from deep. He was +2, 4 points. Tonight was Bogey. Got 2 rebounds, 2 assists, including a critical fourth quarter step back 2, which came at a really critical time, man. It was a 4-point lead, and that was one of the lowest the lead had got to early in the fourth. And you're thinking like, man, the roof is about to blow off, the Chase Center, as the Knicks just needed a bucket. Brunson had basically just come in the game, after getting a little bit of rest, and Bogey played a little bit of minutes with Brunson, and he hit that shot, as well. So again, the bar is set pretty low, yet to be consistent. Still find, that consistency with Burks. Right now we're getting by because they are, the defense is having to honor these guys still. That's the skill that they bring. They are a little shaky, and they're streaky as well. But what these guys at least are giving us is minutes where, Brunson can sit, and at least the offense can continue to function and flow, with Deuce out there, who's been, primarily coming off the bench as well with them, But yeah, they do need to step it up. We need to see more shot making, good decision making as well. The defense has been average at best. So, same thing. I think same thing as AB tonight. I'm going to give Bogey a C plus as well. But yeah, that critical shot, was a big shot I felt tonight as well to help us get back the lead up 6, and then we got a stop, and then Jalen Brunson, someone came back down and hit a 3. And then we got the 3 after the Bogey mid-range. It was another 2. It was an Isaiah Hartenstein cut dish to a Hart reverse layup. So that was right after the Bogey mid-range. That put us back up 8. And I didn't think we would look back after that. Brunson got fouled the play after that, and free throws put the Knicks back up 10. So from going to down 4, where the arena was going crazy, and you thought Golden State could have even taken the lead. Bogdanovic got that 2. We got to stop a Hart reverse layup, and then a Brunson free throws put the lead back up to 10, man. And then a Miles McBride pull up sealed the deal. After that, man, it was great. No looking back with these guys. Buzzer beater's gone with the B- for Burks. I didn't like him running the offense. He's playing better now, though, than when he first came. Yeah, shout out. Hopefully, with 14 games left, I've said it, and a few people have also said the same thing. When you get traded, it's an adjustment, coming from city to city, new team, offense, teammates, and things like that. So it's definitely been slower than we wanted and anticipated, but I hope that Burks and Bogey, in these next 14 games can start to find a good rhythm. And I think by the playoffs, they're going to need to give us meaningful minutes. With no Quentin Grimes here, we need these guys to play off the bench. The only thing is in the playoffs, the minutes will decrease, but what will mean is their minutes that they get will heighten in importance, right? So let's say, for example, Burks is 12 minutes right now in a regular season game. That might shrink to 6 or 8 minutes. But the importance of those minutes are going to go up double in terms of, playoff, environment, atmosphere, pressure, defense is ratcheting up, all of those things. So these guys need to be ready, and they need to be locked in. What can hurt us with Bogey specifically is when, I like the aggression part. He's capable of putting the ball on the floor and, attacking the closeout. But when he misses those layups, or he just throws the ball away like it's nothing, that kills you. Those turnovers usually end up in a 3 or, something that's going to hurt the lead, or even make it more difficult. So yeah, Bogey's just got to play under control. But I got faith in Tibbs that he's going to keep their minutes under control. I think that's important too. Know how to play these guys in the right spots in the game when the game calls for it. If the game's just not going that way and they're struggling, don't bring them back in. I'm talking about the playoffs, and that's really, really important, fam. with managing these lineups and the flow of the game, as well. So next up was Jericho Sims. As the bench rotation was quite small tonight, Jericho was the ninth man, but he only played 4 minutes tonight. So we basically ran out 8 guys, essentially. But yeah, Sims is closed to the second quarter. He didn't get back in the second half. He was a -5 in 4 minutes. Turned it over, a couple fouls. Not a great period of time. We know Sims is capable of playing better. He just had a down night. For me, the two fouls and the turnover came at a bad time. But fortunately, we had the halftime break, and the Knicks came back out after and steadied it. After that, obviously a 15-point lead we had in the second. And I was thinking, wow, if we could get this up to 20 heading into the half, then it helps us out a lot. Because I knew that the Warriors were going to make their run. I just hoped that the Knicks had enough gas. But Sims didn't get back in. He had some struggles in his minutes, so I'm going to give Jericho. He's going to get a D. For me tonight. That's not reflective of his energy, his effort, his hustle. Sims always, fights. In fact, one of the fouls, the turnovers, was him over exerting on the screen. But with that said, with OG out, we're probably going to see a little bit more Sims minutes with this stretch to come, man. 14 games remain. We're going to talk about Tibbs now, ladies and gentlemen, as the streets are buzzing tonight, smashing that like button. Tom Thibodeau has led us to 3 on this West Coast trip. We're rolling, right? We won a game right before the West Coast trip, 4 in a row. Feels great to get back to streaking. We are 14 games above 500. We're getting, back to where we were in Jan, with close to that 9-game win streak, right? We've got, the former champions up next. What can Tibbs conjure up? But look, for me tonight, man, I got to give Tibbs a lot of props right now. I don't know about you guys, but when I first saw the lineup change, I thought, yeah, this is more what I want to see, because we played Golden State a few weeks ago. We know how that game went. Steph Curry got loose. We needed defense. We needed some floor spacing, and he made the right call. He made the right call, and he put in Deuce McBride into the starting lineup, and that changed the ball game for me tonight. So this might be Tibbs' first A+ of the season, because he doesn't make a lot of adjustments, let alone a lot of adjustments that surprise a lot of people tonight. What did you guys think? If I told you pre-game that OG was out, I mean, basically everyone's projection would have been, Precious to come back in, Hart to stay at the 3, and Precious to come back in like he was before when OG was out. But no, he adjusted to this lineup with Golden State going small. And yeah, he adjusted to what went down last game too, fam. Tibbs A, shout out, buzzer beater, who, we conversate a lot, myself, buzzer beater, and the chat, Nick Streets fam. And yeah, we talk about awful coaching with the YouTube channel, the guy that does review the bad defensive performances and things like that. But yeah, Tibbs doesn't make a whole lot of adjustments with personnel. He likes to stick with what he knows. But I thought tonight shows, and this has been for a while now, how much faith this man has in Deuce McBride. I think even since the day he set foot in the door, in fact, even before the Knicks had drafted Deuce McBride, Tom Thibodeau was one of the, believers, one of the catalysts to the Knicks getting Deuce McBride from the draft, and drafted, out there from, when he was drafted, from the Bob Huggins, who coached him. And I felt like ever since he, stepped foot in the Knicks, that Tibbs wanted to play him, but I just think he couldn't find him as many minutes, with Quickly, Grimes, RJ, the rotation was quite crowded, but he still managed to find minutes here and there for Deuce. But you could see once the Knicks traded Quickly, we acted swift, man. We have a lot of belief in Deuce McBride, in this organization, down from Leon Rose to Worldwide West and Tibbs, as well. So yeah, happy that he trusted, again, Deuce McBride tonight, and he delivered. He paid back the faith, big time. So yeah, that was special and great to see Tibbs as we're back to where we were, man. 14 games above 500, and we're rolling, fam. With the A++ officially unveiled, we got obviously Jalen Brunson's Eastern Conference Player of the Week, fam. So a great night overall, man. Huge performance once again. Jalen Brunson on the biggest tear of his career, continues to thrive, taking his play to another level, man. Talk about skill set is one thing, but dog, is another thing. And Brunson doesn't get talked about a lot, about his fight, his dog and his ability to fight, and do all those little things, scrap, claw, and his legacy is growing, as we recap again, what he's doing for this club. I really feel like he's in the top 10 MVP conversations. You could go as far as to talk about top 5. I mean, there's a lot of great players in the league having a great season, but I mean, he's just clutch as well. He gets the clutch badge, game ball tonight. Balling out on his new contract. He's underpaid. A++ performance, right? And in terms of career trajectory, not just tonight, but in terms of what's been culminating up to this point, man, I think he's on track to a Hall of Fame career, man. He's doing special things right now. He's getting love around the league, man. He's making a fool of people. He's making defenders and opponents look like fools. He's playing huge minutes. He's making sacrifice as well, because I can only imagine what his preparation is like. Don't forget about that, guys. We look at the players' performance on the court, 40-point nights and all that looks great, on the final product that we watch. But think about all the things this man has to do behind the scenes, the recovery, getting to the arenas early, huge workouts, shoot-arounds, icing your body after playing, 48 minutes, all of those things. And for the play to continue to rise and not dip, he's playing without his fellow all-star, this season, but he's elevating the franchise still in the meantime. But he's elevating himself, in the meantime as well. First-time all-star. Yeah, I think we'll have a lot more to say on it. But yeah, Jalen Brunson is headed towards the Hall of Fame for me, as we continue to talk about what's up with the Knicks now with the Nuggets, and we're going to bring up the action from around the league tonight and talk about that. Fam, appreciate everyone coming through the building tonight. As buzzer beater said, the Cavs won, so we pull that up now. The Cleveland Cavaliers playing without Donovan Mitchell. For those that don't know, Indiana is also missing Benedict Mathurin for the rest of the season. So his season is over. Benedict Mathurin was a huge piece for Indy, and they're really, really going to miss him. So, we're really starting to see the competition fall off. Right? It's battle of the survival of the fittest, I think, in the East. Cleveland's still trying to hold, the head above water. No Donovan Mitchell, but they still got the dub tonight. Now the Miami Heat, good to see they went down. Also Philly picked up the win. Now we got some news today, some reports that Joel Embiid is planning to come back by early April, right before the playoffs. So that's the target, guys. So you're still going to miss a large chunk of games, and Philly is still behind the New York Knicks. Right, as long as we keep winning, I don't see Philly, get close to catching us. There's a separation. We'll check in a minute. As they picked up, though, a much-needed win. Right, Boston, of course, did their thing. Chicago look like they're going to be a factor in the play-in. They might knock off a Miami. They might knock off a Indiana. That's going to be fun, right? It's going to be fun watching these teams square off in the Eastern play-in, knowing that, when we're not in the play-in, hopefully, it's going to be fun to watch, those guys knock each other out. We had one of the dunks of the season tonight, all over social media. Anthony Edwards, man, he put John Collins in a poster, literally. Crazy highlight jam, man. One of the highest I've seen a guy get. Basically almost like a Vince Carter type jam. Man, incredible athleticism. As Sacramento bounced back, they needed that win. And then the New York Knicks, one of the statement wins of the year, right? Not the best win, in my opinion, but one of the biggest statement wins of this year, man. National TV against Hall of Famers, former champions, and basically knocking the Warriors back on their perch after they beat us at the Mecca. And then the Lakers picked up a big win. So the New York Knicks did Lake Nation a big favor tonight, fam. As I pull up the standings now and we take a look. So this is what a playoff seeding, guys, would look at. And again, if you haven't already, throw out the matchup that you would prefer to see in the first round of the playoffs. If the Knicks can hold onto fourth, if the Magic are in fifth, we'll be there, man, in the first round with playoff home court advantage. If Cleveland stay in third, they'll face Philly, which is really going to be tricky because Joel Embiid is going to be back at some point, right? So maybe Cleveland don't want the third seed. Maybe Cleveland would, stealthily prefer the fourth seed, so they can get home court against Orlando, right? Because right now Philly, are very, very vulnerable. They're beatable, but that's because without Joel, with Embiid, I think it's a whole different fish. And then, of course, Indy and Miami would square off in the play-in to face Milwaukee, and then Boston would face the 8th seed, which would be out of Chicago or the Hawks. Now, we sit here at 41 wins, fam. So you know what that means? 9 more wins, 5 losses, and that's the 50 piece. Right, we're getting closer and closer to the 50 piece. We're only 4 wins away. 5 wins away, from the Vegas overs of 45.5. So everyone ready to cash in on that one. If the Knicks can get 5 more wins, we'll get the overs of the 45.5. But I'm looking at the 9 more wins to be the first 50-win team since 2013. Right, and be another milestone season that we won't forget. What's up, Stanley? Hawks are playing better without Trae Young. DeJounte Murray's he's serious. Yeah, he's a serious player, and they've got some talent. The Hawks beat us. I think the Hawks' talent, can punch above where they are on the table. Obviously, they've got Sadiq Bey, they've got Bogey, they've got Clint Capella, they've got Murray, they've got DeAndre Hunter as well. Yeah, so they've got some players. And I think, Trae Young his fit is probably the most awkward fit in the NBA. I've never quite seen a player like Trae Young very similar to Isaiah Thomas. I think the young Isaiah Thomas, who just signed with the Phoenix Suns on the 10-day. Well, I think he signed for the rest of the season. But the reason he's so similar to Trae Young is they're incredible offensive players, but unfortunately, they're undersized, incredibly undersized. Their defense is one of the worst in the league. It's so difficult to balance, to be such a great offensive player, so ball dominant, but also be such a liability defensively. In the NBA, wins are so by fine margins, and if you giveth and then you taketh, it's tricky. We saw that with Amari Stoudemire, with Carmelo Anthony. There were nights when those guys would look electric offensively, but then they would just let their opponent score 35 on the other side. So yeah, it's tricky. You've got to play well on both sides, and I think that's why the New York Knicks team, the roster construction, the play, all of that's improved. I think we've really prioritized, two-way players, from your Devos, your Harts, Hartensteins, Brunsons, Deuce, McBrides, everybody, can play both sides of the ball better, I feel. So here we are, man. We've got a 1-game lead on Orlando. They won, and yesterday they closed the gap to half a game, but the New York Knicks, like road warriors, answered the call to be back within 2 games of the 3rd seed. Just 2 games back, and 3 games back of the 2nd seed, Milwaukee Bucks. Are you guys willing to predict where we're going to finish now in terms of the number, the standing? Is it going to be 2nd? Let us know. Is it going to be 3rd? Do you think we catch the Cavs? Or do you think we stay put in the 4th seed? And maybe face Orlando. Right, Orlando have a 2-game lead on Philly. Obviously, as I said earlier, Embiid's not going to come back until early April. So that's probably going to be enough time for Orlando to continue winning, create a little bit more separation. I could see Orlando holding firm. I really can. I mean, unless Joel Embiid comes back with like 8 games, 5 games left, and it's really close. But yeah, I could see Magic holding on. Yeah, Atlanta play poor D, so it's tricky. And yeah, that's where they're at, fam. I think the Brooklyn Nets, shout out, are going to miss the play-in altogether as well. How's that working out for them? The Miami Heat still struggling. The New York Knicks 4 games above the Heat right now. Huge wins the Knicks have picked up. As I said, man, we've got the Nuggets. That's a game where we're playing with house money. And then we've got Brooklyn and Detroit at home. Toronto in the 6. I'm not worried about that game because Toronto are tanking, basically. Scotty Barnes as well looks to be out with the hand injury. And then the San Antonio Spurs as well. Wemby in his building. The Oklahoma City Thunder game on the last game of March is going to be probably the toughest after the Nuggets game, yeah, as well. But I mean, anything's possible with the way these guys are balling out and playing, man. Franchise, night for a lot of Knicks. Deuce McBride, career high. Jalen Brunson, right, out of the last 3 games, scoring more than any Knick over the last 3 games. 40-point games he's flirting with. Josh Hart triple doubles. Well coached night, from the squad, but it didn't come easy. We needed some heroics tonight, some heroic efforts. Once again, want to shout out Isaiah Hartenstein for his battling through the Achilles injury. His play is just phenomenal right now off the bench. If we can get a little bit more bench production from the Bogies and the Burks, we're going to be so tough to stop. Buzzer. Magic play the Hornets next, so that's unfortunate. Hopefully, the Hornets can have a good game, but the Hornets stink. So 17 wins, that's going to be tough for them. We just have to keep winning, and thankfully tonight gave us the 1-game cushion. Even if we lose and the Magic win their next one, if we lose, and it's a half a game and the Magic win, it goes back to the half a game. So we've got a little bit of breathing room. We just need to keep winning. 4 in a row is great. Michael Drake, how many can we win in a row, man? If we beat the Nuggets, I think we can get to 7 or 8. 7, 8, 9. We can win in Toronto. We can beat, obviously, the Brooklyn Nets, Detroit. Maybe we can streak all the way to the Thunder game. With JB playing as the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Right, he's won that award now 3 times this season, I believe. So shout out to him again. That's big. Michael, you want the 3rd seed. Yeah, I think long term that makes the most sense because obviously we avoid Boston, in the second round. So if we can get it, let's get it. I just don't know with the OG injury now, the setback. Julius, as we were talking offline earlier with Buzzer Beater, Julius Randle, we haven't heard any news, in terms of, a date for contact. There seems to be some skepticism among, the guys, Ian Begley, Mark Berman, they are hearing some things, maybe off the record, maybe on the record, but they're hearing some things where, there's a little bit of pessimism around, when Julius can return. We just have to wait for news. Basically, I think that's the ceiling for this year. Julius coming healthy, and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. The season can still be a success for me. Obviously, injuries, have been, close to really derailing the season. They have not derailed the season though. We've been fighting, and I think we're really, really in with a chance to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I won't discredit or discount the fight, of these guys. They continue to leave it all out there, taking their play to another level, elevating their franchise legacy, elevating their career legacy. Clutch badge, game ball, first A++ pluses for these guys. And let's bring up Deuce McBride again. whatever he's doing, and stepping in when guys are down is just big time. Now Deuce has got it in him, right? He had a lot of believers coming out of college. He was a all-round sportsman. Played quarterback. Coming up the ranks in high school. He's just got toughness that you want to see. Tonight he gets the A++ and a game ball, elevating his career legacy tonight, and a clutch badge, because what a clutch performance to come in and get the start, and 29 points with a career high tonight was unbelievable. Defensively, he battled 47 minutes, took a fall, he needed 1 minute to get some rest and then come back out and continue to be loose with Deuce. Absolute grittiness. As we wrap this one up, fam, this one is a late night, special night with the win on the West Coast trip, led by Deuce McBride, Jalen Brunson, man. The backcourt, potential future backcourt, right? I want to see this more. I know DiVincenzo's awesome. He's the starting two. But hey, if the power forward or the wing is out, why not push DiVincenzo to the 3 and put Miles, Deuce, McBride? They're a great pairing with Jalen Brunson. They shared the ball, they hit the shots, they defended their ass off, and they continue to battle, right? And the Denver Nuggets are going to get all that they can handle with this next game, right? The Knicks are going to get a little bit of rest for the first time in a minute. We're going to get 2 days rest before Thursday, and we take on the Denver Nuggets in their building, fam, on Thursday. It's a 9 p.m. tip Eastern, which is 1 hour earlier. We can acclimatize back to the Eastern time when the Knicks head back and face Brooklyn, Detroit, and then we head to the 6, and then Texas, then back home to the Thunder to round out the month, man. Let's get this streak continue rolling. Let's beat the Nuggets, man, for another statement win. Great night. Appreciate everyone for coming through the building and showing our appreciation for these guys as well. Smash that like button. 14 games over 500. Let's get it on the next one. Peace.